Dana White Contender Series 2025, Week 3. I'm trying to record these after I see weigh-ins and face-offs and all the lines and props get out. So for getting this last second, I think it's worth waiting to do it with having the knowledge of the face-offs and seeing these lines move. So let's jump into it. We'll tell you about our $5 play, and we'll also tell you about the live show that we do every Tuesday. Actually, I'm going to tell you about the live show we do every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we're live on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. And last Tuesday, we made more money on a couple of plays on that than any other fight night that we have ever had. We didn't have to bet the rest of the week. So it's a lot of fun. It's profitable. Join us on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. We watch all the fights. We do live bets. Absolutely blockbuster night last night. So, but let's get into this week. We'll start with Darion, Abbey, and Donte Johnson. Darion Abbey, I just don't trust this guy. He's 7-4. He got knocked out by Tim Johnson, who is a full-time truck driver. I don't like the way he stands. I don't like his stance. It's sloppy. It's weak. And it was just more of the same at weigh-ins. He just kind of, it just doesn't look intense. He just doesn't look like he's ready. He tried to do something really stupid with his hand, and it just doesn't look like it's all put together there. He's going to have a height and reach advantage because Donte Johnson is really a light heavyweight, but he's fighting at heavyweight here. Here's the thing. He's powerful. He throws a ton of punches. Hasn't fought the best level of competition, but man, this guy can strike hard. If he gets to Abbey's chin in the first round, night, Darion Abbey. If this gets out of the second round, have your live lines open because there could be an adrenaline dump from Donte Johnson. We haven't seen him in the second round, and at least with Abbey, he's been to decision, so he can go to decision. He doesn't want to because he's not going to get a contract, but the pick is either Donte. The pick is this fight just doesn't go the distance, but I know it's like minus 900, so you're not really doing much with that. But I think it's either guy by finish. If you're taking Abbey, you're taking Abbey by finish because if Johnson gasses in the first and melts in the second because he's exhausted fighting the bigger guy, yeah, Abbey's live, but I think Donte Johnson gets the KO probably early. So, all right, we're going to Cristian Perez, Manuel Sousa. I don't know why this isn't the main event. Both guys should be in the UFC or will be in the UFC. I like the dog, Cristian Perez. Actually, I'm going to start with Sousa. You guys, if you guys have probably seen Sousa. I mean, this guy's fought PFL Challenger Series, Bellator, with the distance against Archie Colgan. Fought really good level of competition for someone that's on Contender Series. He's the favorite, and I get it. He's got the experience. Here's my problem with him, though. He could be not that exciting. Like, this Archie Colgan fight was okay. The Barros fight there was clinching up against the fence. That's just not going to cut it. It's not going to get you a contract on Contender Series. Like, split decision wins on PFL Challenger Series, that's not going to get you a UFC contract. So, like, we need to see this finishing, power from him. But he's going to have to put his foot on the gas. He can't be fighting like he did the last two fights because Cristian Perez is going to be game. This guy is only 26 years old, but he's 13-1. His last true MMA fight was December of 2023. Last July, he did fight in Karate Combat, went the distance. I don't know how much we can take away from that, but I like some of these guys in their mid-20s who take like a year off. It gives them a chance to almost heal up and grow their muscles and train and do good. This is similar to Jimenez last week. That's why I really liked him, and he came through big time. And Perez at weigh-ins and face-off, he looked great, and he had this huge cheering section for him. Like, a lot of confidence. I think he's live for the upset here. His striking is really good. Like, his striking wasn't great, but he still had knockout power. And if he's tightened up his striking, even though he's coming off of knockouts, he's got a decent ground game. So I just wonder if Sousa is going to try and clinch and not have the bigger moments on the feet. So if you're looking for underdogs, I think Cristian Perez is a pretty good sprinkle. Lorenz versus Yakhyaev. I don't really have any nice things to say against Lorenz other than thanks for being here. Has fought nobody of real note here. He's got finishes, but this guy is slow on the feet. I don't think he's very good. And he's a huge underdog for a reason because this Yakhyaev, he's not Chimaev or Makachev where he's just got these incredible two-leg takedowns. Like, you're not going to see Kyle Borrello. But you are going to see him throw some punches in the first part of the fight and then get a takedown, and he's going to finish him on the ground. I truly believe that that's just how it's going to go. This guy fights the same every single time. He's been a decision against a guy that's 7-0. He's got a couple quick finishes against guys with winning records. Not great, but the path to victory is very, very spelled out for Yakhyaev. So if you're looking for underdogs, I just don't think Lorenz is your guy this week. Barbosa and Damon Wilson. Give me this fight not to go the distance. I believe it's pretty juiced as well. So Damon Wilson, his last two finishes were really impressive. They're both, it says knees, but if you go back and watch the fight, it's not just one knee. It's a lot of knees in the clinch, like to the body and to the head. Really, really good, slick moves. He's got a couple losses. He can get just a little bit complacent and a little bit low volume. And to be honest, his striking defense isn't that good. This is why I really like Barbosa to win this. And I liked him before weigh-ins and face-offs. And you'll notice he went from like minus 280 to minus 500. That's because Barbosa showed up at weigh-ins and face-offs and looked like he was ready to kill someone to get a UFC contract. Damon Wilson looked like he was there to do a job, very professional, shaking hands. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to fight. And Barbosa was just like, he was a little bit bigger. The intensity was there, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is willing. He's willing to die in this ring to win this fight and get a decision. I really like Barbosa. His striking is really good. I was surprised that he looked a little bit bigger because they weighed in at the same, and I know it's kind of hard to take knockouts at featherweight. I think Barbosa knocks out Wilson. If Wilson's going to get it done, it's got to be by one of those big knees or a big shot. But I think Barbosa's going to walk through those shots, and his power is just going to be too much for Wilson. I got Barbosa by finish in this one. Last fight, main event. Real quick before we do that, I told you about the live show, but it is $5 Tuesday at wagertalk.com, and every Tuesday during Contender Series, my $5 play is going to be a Contender Series best bet. Last week was no sweat. The $5 play is up today. We're on an 8-3 MMA run, and we're hoping to make that. Not hoping. We're going to make it 9-3. We're going to make this thing 9-3 tonight. So it's only $5. And you can join us on the live show and watch this bet live. So really invite everyone to join us for $5 Tuesday. Take advantage of this low price. It does not get much better than that. So we're having a really nice MMA season, especially short term. Like I said, 8-3, coming off of a win last week. Only had one play in UFC on Saturday. That one cashed pretty easily. So let's make some money and have some fun at the exact same time with Contender Series. And we are live on the YouTube channel at 8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to watch all the fights, make some live bets, hopefully, and cash that $5 play. All right, Trent Miller and Ryan Gandra. This is a really interesting fight because, so Trent Miller, great nickname, the Terminator, by the way. He's been working takedowns, and maybe this turns into a striker, wrestler fight because I believe that's where Trent Miller has the big advantage. Is that going to get you a contract, though? That's the problem. So Gandra is going to be your better striker in this one. If this is just purely on the feet, this guy's easily going to win. But Miller's going to be better with the takedowns. And maybe if you're Gandra, maybe you know this and you've been working on this, but, he was supposed to fight Vitor Costa. So what was his game plan? And if you're Miller, who's coming in, he had canceled bouts with Jake Woodley and Malik Abdul-Rakhman, but he's in shape. But if you're Trent Miller and you're going, okay, this Gandra was not ready for me, how can I surprise him? It's probably with the takedowns. I don't have a bet pre-fight on this one. I think this is a great live bet opportunity. If you see Trent Miller comes out and says, I don't want to stand and strike with this guy, I want to get takedowns, and I would try and finish this guy on the ground, I think Trent Miller's live, and he's the underdog at this point. But if he tries and stays on the feet and he's like, hey, staying on the feet's the only way I'm going to get a contract. Like, even if I win a decision by holding Gandra down on the ground, that's just not going to get me a contract. I don't know what the mentality is. So I can't bet anything before this, but I'm going to lean ever so slightly to Gandra just because his striking is just going to be better than Miller's. But like I said, Miller gets this on the ground. Anything's possible. So nothing pre-bet. I don't even have an opinion on the total on this one because it could be Miller by decision. It could be Gandra by knockout. It could be Miller by submission. Kind of depends on what these two game plans are. But this is going to be a fun one to watch because we got some different strategies, and I really don't know how that one's going to play out, but should be a lot of fun. So, guys, please hit the like button and leave me a comment. Tell me which best bet you love tonight. Tell me if you like some underdogs, if you like some parlays, whatever you like. It really helps the algorithm out. And thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, $5 Contender Series best bet is up, as well as our live show tonight on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. Hope to see you there. Good luck on your plays. Take care.